there's still a lot of people that are undecided about who they're going to vote for, right? There's still people out there that don't really know who they want to vote for yet. They're not quite convinced. They're actually starting to do some research on some candidates. This is probably one of the elections that I can say this. Your vote counts. Each and every single one of you, your vote counts. And it's the most important vote that you're going to do. Why? Because one vote can make the difference whether somebody like me wins or somebody else who's in the mainstream media could win, or Gavin Newsom even stays in office. That's how important one vote is. One vote is that important today. Most of you guys know Tuesday is election day. Don't wait till Tuesday to vote. Polls already open where you can actually go and vote in person. What you do is you go to your county registry, voters registry, and they actually have a booth set up there, or you can drop off your ballot there. If you're going to drop off your ballot anywhere, do not put it in your mailbox. Please don't do that. Go to one of the poll places, the secure places. Put your ballot there because it needs to count. This is how important this is. A lot of us don't pay that much attention to what's going on in the news. We really don't care, or we don't think it affects us. Yet every law that changes affects each and every single one of us. Why? Because they're taking our liberty and our freedoms away every single day, and we're not even paying attention about it. We could talk about SB 339 that just passed, which is the mild tax. A mild tax. So, you're paying high registration fees so the roads could get fixed. You're paying high gas prices so the road could get fixed. Now you're paying per mile that you drive so the roads could get fixed. With so many taxes, we'd have better roads than they have anywhere else. We'd have better roads. Yeah, you go to the Midwest, and their roads are beautiful. You leave California and their roads are beautiful. And they're not as big as California. They don't collect the revenue that California does. And guess what? They have affordable gas. They have affordable registration. They have an affordable living. How is it that the fifth largest economy has the worst roads of anywhere? How is it that the people here have the worst living because we're getting taxed to death? Have you asked yourself that? Where's our money going? Well, a lot of our money is being misled and mishandled, mismanaged, the whole thing. Our homeless problems through the roof. Yeah, we keep inviting more homeless. Our water problem. We don't have water. Yeah, we keep bringing more people over. We took in, I believe, 4,000 refugees from Afghanistan. Do we forget about 9/11? We don't know who these people are. Why do we have to bring them to California when we don't have water? Where our food is dire, our employment's in the water. We don't have employment for everybody. How are we going to sustain all these people? I hear Democrats want to jack up taxes. As a matter of fact, somebody said Gavin Newsom wants to make our tax 16%. 16%. It's crazy. And if you own a business, you got 16% there, then you got federal and everything else. We're going to be somewhere around 45% in taxes, if not higher, in the state of California if this passes. What are we thinking? Where's this headed? We're bouncing off one of the worst years California has for employment. Yes, we keep hearing we have a surplus. Where did that surplus come from? Is it the COVID relief package that was supposed to go to the people who lost their businesses that Governor Newsom is using to buy votes? Where's it coming from? Where's it headed? These are the things that we have problems with right now. Yet, the Vice President of the United States was here campaigning with Gavin Newsom, saying no on the recall. You had Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas, a.k.a. Pocahontas, out here also campaigning with Gavin Newsom, no on the recall. You have the President of the United States going to get out of his bunker, out of his ice cream parlor, and come out to California. I believe it's, he was here yesterday, or supposed to be here this week. No on the recall. Yet, for some reason, the mainstream media doesn't want to give everybody the opportunity to get to meet every candidate that's running for office. They don't want to let everybody know who is here, the different choices. Could that be by design? Could it be by design that they only want to push one person because they have name recognition and they work with that person? Because a while back ago, watch how this works. A while back ago, all you heard was Kevin Faulkner. Kevin Faulkner, Kevin Faulkner, Kevin Faulkner. Kevin Faulkner's up and down California. Kevin Faulkner's the rescuer of California. Kevin Faulkner, Kevin Faulkner, Kevin Faulkner. Then John Cox. Then we got John Cox, the beast, with the bear traveling up and down California. The bear didn't work very good for John, so what did he do? Instead of picking up litter and garbage on his way across California, he just brought his own. He did a big ball of garbage and brought in his own, right? So then it was John Cox. Then Caitlyn Jenner comes in. Now it's all about Caitlyn Jenner. Here comes Caitlyn Jenner, right? Then you got Caitlyn Jenner. Mainstream media, everybody's pushing these people. During that whole time, I've been running and other candidates been running. We've been debating. We've been up and down California. Yeah, do you ever ask yourself, why is it that we don't get the same coverage as everybody else? Why is it that the mainstream media doesn't even look at us? They know we're here. LA Times did an article on all of us. San Diego did an article on all of us. The Sacramento Bee did an article on all of us. So they know you're here. Why don't they want to expose you? The truth? And think about this for a minute. What would happen if any of us got the same exposure that Larry Elder's getting right now? The problem is California will actually have a choice, and they'd have an idea of better candidates, not only thinking that there's only 4 candidates running, but understanding there's 48 candidates running. So the reason they keep us down, the reason that they pick their own, is because they don't want nothing to change. They don't want anything to change. Do you imagine? And how many times have I gone to Larry Elder and said, hey, let's debate. Hey, let's debate. Larry, come out here and debate. You know why he won't debate? I know why he won't debate. I can almost not blame him. Why should he debate? Well, he should debate so the California people get a real understanding of who he is and get to see his libertarian side. But why would you debate when you don't have to? Why would you debate when you're going to go on stage and somebody actually has a solution for a real problem, not counting on something that Ben Carson did that didn't work? The reality is he has no solutions for nothing. So if he gets on stage or he gets next to a real candidate, he's going to get hurt. His whole image will go under. Why? Because the media will be there. And it'll be hard to fight and cover up somebody looking at him and saying, what's your solution? And he goes, what's this? That's why they don't want him to debate. That's the bottom line. Why? Because he has zero solutions for the state of California. Now, that being said, we can worry about that all day, but there's no need to. We saw what happened yesterday. Somebody threw an egg way behind him and all of a sudden he got attacked. Buddy, that's not getting attacked. You don't have a clue what getting attacked is. Not only that, you have security around you? Really? Are you that important that you got to have security around you when you go somewhere? Because I'm out and about. I talk to Antifa. We deal with Black Lives Matter every day. Yeah, the difference is I sit there and I talk. I don't walk away and I don't act like I'm better than them. I don't act like they're nobody because guess what? All those people, they're California voters. And all they want to do is be listened to and have somebody take 10 seconds to actually understand what they want. Have I been attacked? We've all been attacked. Did it make it on the news? Of course not. Why? Because I don't have 20 security guards around me making a big deal about it. Because when you take this job, you're going to get attacked. People are going to come at you, left, right, around you. You better learn how to take a punch. You better learn how to duck because they're all coming after you. It doesn't matter who they are. Those with money should not be voted into office. They are disconnected with the real people and the average people. That is 100% what I've been saying the whole time. People with money are disconnected with our problems. They don't know. They can afford security guards. They can afford drivers. They can afford all this stuff that me and you cannot. We are all essential one way or another. Even the people who work at the gas station, they're essential. Why? Because we need to get our gas. Some of us have. How you doing today? So what would you like to discuss this morning?
Well, where are you running for governor?
What's that?
Where are you running for governor?
California, the crazy state to run at.
A Republican or Democrat?
I am a Republican, but unfortunately, I think both parties have failed California people. I don't think we really have a difference between parties anymore.
I agree. I honestly, I think there's crooked politicians, and I think there's ones who absolutely care. So if you're one of the ones that care, you have my support.
Well, we do care out here doing on our own dime. So that's a lot. That, like I said, I believe both parties have party rules. Stay back by the.
I'm sorry, I have really bad service.
Oh, it looks very nice. Where are you at? It looks like you're out by the.
No, I'm in Pennsylvania.
Well, you can't be there, huh?
But I have a lot of friends out in California who want things changed, for sure.
You know what? California has changed so much in the last 20 years that I don't remember this California when I was growing up.
Absolutely. I was out there when I was in the military, and I can see a lot of turns that I definitely don't like. I used to love to go out there and visit. Anymore, it's iffy.
Our crime rate's through the roof, and everybody says that crime's less because our jails are California is turning to a criminal-friendly state.
Absolutely.
Well,
all people want to do is defund the police, and they don't understand the impact that's going to have on, their lifestyle, their communities. They just have no clue.
You know what's quite a lot of quite nice as some those are so that's who's saying that they want to, but they don't. It's our public who want to that they start that movement. What's her name? AOC, the one who started it. Do we need less police? We need that. Yeah, you look at her district and it's worse than San Francisco.
Absolutely.
I can start worrying about your own backyard. Stop worrying about because your own backyard. What you worry about something long got mowed.
Yep. Well, sir, I have really bad service, so I'm going to let you go. But fight the good fight, do what's right, and we appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate you on, and we'll see you on the next one. And thank you for joining.
Take care, sir.
There you go. So anybody else wants to join, come on in. We have a lot of stuff going on. We were talking about 339, which is your tax per mile that they just did. Remember this? They got us the first time around when they talked about the gas tax going up because the gas tax was going to say that if you drove more, you paid more. Well, now they implemented a mile tax. SB 339 went through. It got signed, so it is a law. And it will become effective, I believe, at the first of the year. I'll have to go back and look exactly when it happens. Now, a lot of you guys, I don't know if you guys knew that you guys were out at the Capitol yesterday. We have 5,000 people at the Capitol in Sacramento, yet they still vote CRT into our schools. So that's what your kids are going to go into next year, CRT. It's going to get taught in our schools. Legislator voted on it yesterday. There were 5,000 people. You figure 5,000 people is a good number to make a difference. It's not when you look at the whole big picture of California. We have 40 million people in the state of California. The only thing I can say is this. We, as Californians, need to start getting involved. We need to tell our friends and our families, forget about your damn party lines. Forget about it. Okay? Because guess what? CRT is everywhere. Democrats, libertarians, this is teaching discrimination to our kids. It's justifying for our kids to do bad. And I say our kids because they're directing it to us, the minority communities. That's who they're directing this to. We have got to stop this, and we have got to get together. Democrats, Republicans, it doesn't matter. Start being Californians. Start caring. Because CRT now goes to Democratic kids, Libertarian kids, Green Party kids, Blue Party kids, EBT kids. All kids are going to get taught to justify being a failure. We live in the greatest country in the world, and we're letting our liberties slip away every single day. Every time that we allow a career politician to open their mouth, we, the California people, are losing. For all of you guys out there that know Kevin Kiley, he sits in the Education Legislation Board. Do you know what that means? All this crap that gets taught in school, he signs off on it. Because that's where it starts. Starts in legislation. All the way down. It goes all the way down to the teachers union. And we have got to stop the education corruption in the state of California. We have got to unite. We have got to come together. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. I have a question.
Uh-oh.
I kept getting kicked off of your other live when you were speaking in Spanish about looking at the contract for your employer. Can you please repeat that?
Okay.
What are employees supposed to do when they're being asked to give whatever form, whether it's a medical or religious?
Okay. So
what is it that you're talking?
Well, your employer's demanding vaccination, or you lose your job.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the exact same thing I said in Spanish. First of all, you have choices and you got options.
Yeah.
First option, what I would do, I look at my hiring agreement. Everybody sign one when you went to work. When you got hired on, they had you sign a form, your employment, right? Go take a look at your employment forms. 98% of the businesses in California require a drug test, right?
Yeah.
You all have to go up and make sure of what we have. They may know they have to drug test, right? And your employment based whether or not or whatever they do. How many of those say that you have to have a vaccination? Look at it. Some places might, like hospitals may have, but 98% of them did not put that they can require you to have a vaccination. That is called a legal binding contract. Slippery slope, get a lawyer on that. You could probably get away with pushing their hand that they do not have a legal standards because you have a contract with them. Now, they can change your contract at any moment. See, what a lot of employers are doing right now, they're going to you and saying, hey, I need you to sign this form. And that now says that you have to get a vaccination. That's called an amendment to your contract. Do not sign that. Go back to your original contract and say, no, I want to honor the original contract. A lawyer could defend that. Now, religious. You could go to your pastor, your minister, your bishop, whatever you call them, and he could get a religious letter saying that because of your religious beliefs, you cannot get vaccinated or it's not the right thing. And this goes under where the Jehovah's Witnesses use the same thing for blood transfusions.
I didn't think about that.
Okay? If you're a Jehovah's Witness, I know the religion little bit here. So if anybody hears the Jehovah's Witnesses, and you guys can correct me if you guys want, if I say anything wrong. If I say anything wrong, I'm not trying to mislead anybody. But my understanding is if you're a Jehovah's Witness and you go to the hospital and you need a blood transfusion, you know because of your religious beliefs. So a doctor right let you die.
I'm sorry, it's just
Go ahead.
you keep fading in and out, and it's my phone. I have issues every time I'm on with someone. But what I'm noticing, and it's not because I'm trying to sound like an asshole or anything, but what I'm noticing is that Christians are having a hard time with their religious exemption, which I'm really completely lost because they wouldn't do it to a Muslim person. They wouldn't do it to a Jewish person, but they're doing it to Christians. So that's why I'm kind of confused with this whole religious thing. Like, I know we have that, we can use that, but I'm really confused how employers are kind of not wanting to honor a Christian religious exemption.
I'll tell you why, and you're going to think I'm nuts.
Oh, I don't think anybody's nuts. Go ahead.
Shut down their.
I'm sorry?
Christians were the only ones that shut down their churches. The Muslim people kept going to mosques. Every other religion kept going. Christian people obeyed. They folded. That sounds funny, but it's the truth.
Oh, no, it's not funny, but some didn't, but a lot of them did. A lot of them did.
So what does that mean? Let me tell you what that means. Oh, who's going to stand up against me? Nobody. Now, if you were at the Calvary Temple and you were down in San Jose, the guy that got fined $1 million, I was out there, his name's Mike, Pastor Mike. If you went to his church and you showed up with that exemption, I guarantee you anybody in San Jose would be like, yeah, because this guy will fight. Does that make sense? All the other religions will fight for their freedom. A lot of Christians folded and went obeyed with what California did on a mandate. Instead of saying, you know what, if I go to Walmart, if I could go to Lowe's, if I go anywhere with a mask on, I'll wear a mask and I'll go to church. Tell me what we're breaking now, because now you're not even breaking a health law. You're not breaking anything because you're abiding by the law. And if you can have 300 people at Walmart, why don't you have 300 at your church, especially when you were outside?
True.
That's what happened to us. We allowed it to happen because of that. Nobody stood up enough. 1, 2 churches stood up. They didn't get together and they didn't unite and say, no, this is shit. We're going to do this, and just did it. The ones that did got fined, and guess what? A lot of those places didn't even have to pay the fines.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, those churches, if you have an exemption from those churches, your employer will take it because they know that they will actually fight, that you will take it to court, they will fight over it. Now, all that being said, I have to say, I am in everybody's shoes, and everybody has different reasons why they work somewhere, and everybody has a choice. Okay?
Yeah.
Say this. I don't know everybody's finances. I don't know what it's like. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what your neighbors are going through. I will never tell anybody to walk out of their job because of a vaccination. I'm going to tell you is this. You have a choice, and you need to make that choice for you and your family. I will respect you if you say, I've been here 10 years. I don't want to lose my job. I'm going to take the vaccination. I'll respect that. I will also respect somebody who says, hell no, I'm out of here. Okay? But I'm not giving anybody any legal advice. I'm just saying, here's some options. What you do with them, you need to use them how you use them.
So another question that I have, if your employer tells you that you have to take the vaccine and you get injured because the manufacturer is exempt from being held liable, can you then open a workman's comp through your employer if you got injured because you took the vaccine because they required it?
The legal answer to that would be yes. Because it happened because of work.
So you could file an open workman's comp case.
You should be able to. Now,
Per OSHA?
what I would say is call a labor lawyer before you get the shot, and you ask them the same question. Now, you're going to have a physical before you take the shot and a clear bill of health. Because otherwise you can't prove that that's why you got that. And they're going to try to go anywhere around it.
Smart.
So if you go get a physical, you go get you have a clean bill of health, you have no issues whatsoever. They poke you. A week later, your kidney fails. They can relate it right back to that. Or you have a better chance of relaying it back to the shot, not something that was prolonged.
Yeah, because I mean, I know there's like a lot of gray areas with all of the vaccines and there's massive, just in the laws in general. But that's why I was asking, because I was kind of not sure.
Yeah. So a lot of people aren't sure about that, but I don't want to go over here. I'm not a lawyer. I know.
Oh, no, I'm not saying you're a lawyer, but
A lot of time in court. I do a lot of research. But you also got to look at this. Get a clean bill of health. Because if you're going to use that, you got to have something to back it up. Say, hey, before I got this in my body because my employer made me, now I have this condition because of this. Who's liable? Well, your employer's making you do it.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, I know a lot of people that aren't going to take it. They're just going to walk out of their jobs. But I also know some people, because they have so many mouths to feed, they're going to wait till the very end to take it. But now at least I know something to tell them that it can help secure them a little bit better if they get hurt or die or whatever, getting the exam, the physical exam.
You know, you want to make sure that if you're going to sue somebody, you have something to back up saying that this costs this. Otherwise, they're going to go like, you could have had something predetermined. We don't know. When was the last time you saw a physician? And if you look at anybody right now, I'm 46. I'm trying to think when was the last time I saw a physician. When you just go in for your normal stuff or whatever. But when was the last time we actually went? So if my employer made me take the jab, I take it because I need the job, because I got mouth to feed, whatever, right? And I get, they said, when was the last time you went to a physician? When was the last time you got checked out? And you're like, 8 years ago? Well, how do you know there wasn't an underlying case that caused that, not this? So it'll almost be worth spending the $100 on the physical, just so in case something did happen. And I know a lot of people that got sick after they took the shot.
Oh, yeah.
I know a lot of people don't feel the same, but then again, here, I'm going to go the other way. I know a lot of people that took it, have no side effects, and they're okay. So I would tell everybody this. You know your personal life better than I do. They're not going to fire all of us, but they will make example out of some of us. I can't shot or not. What I can tell you is that I will not enforce it once I become governor. I will take the state out of emergency status, which that will take care of all the mandates. And then I will work with county levels to take their state of emergency off their county, which will take all their mandates off also. See, what we don't understand is that each county actually has their own state of emergency. That's how they get federal government. Nobody ever regulates where that goes. Like the homeless. See, that's why counties don't fix the homeless. The more homeless there is, now they're in a state of emergency, they get federal funding per county, and nobody knows where that money goes. But it never goes down where it's supposed to go. So
no, that's 100% true, because here in my county, I mean, these piece of shit supervisors, they get millions and millions of FEMA money, and they keep creating new contracts that don't end until 2023.
So they're almost.
So it's almost like they want to make it permanent here.
Well, see what happens. And this is where career politicians, even term limits, get shaky, because you have a guy who knows how to work the system. There's no term limits. They just keep working the system. You know, I'm going to go out of office about 2023. All of a sudden, these special interest groups start giving you more money so that you run again. The guys that, when you do term limits, then you get somebody who's inexperienced and you never get anything done because nobody ever gets enough experience to be able to do anything. So, but I always say the same thing. You want term limits? We all have them. It's in our hands. As supervisor there next year, A, you can recall them, or B, put another candidate in front that you like, get behind them, grow the thing, and kick that one out. We're too worried about Republicans or if they're Democrats. You know what?
Oh no, I mean, it's a mess. It's an honest to God mess, but I mean, I just wanted to hop on your live. I'm sorry, just because I missed the part where you were talking about people signing their contracts when they first started their jobs. And to me, that's really important for people to know. I go around to a lot of different things, and I listen to a lot of different people that are extremely well informed and stuff like that. But you're actually the first person that I've heard talk about going back to your original employment contract. You're the first person I've heard.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kind of scary.
My ass gets around quite a bit. So I was really surprised. And it made me really happy, though, because It's so simple. It's so simple. The stuff that you're sharing, as well as to tell people to get a physical if they're actually going to go ahead and do it, to protect themselves, to get a physical right before doing it.
Yeah.
It's those little pieces of information. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it.
Think about this. There's a bad batch of this COVID-19 shot, right?
Yeah.
You and 10 of your friends, homework, co-workers, have to get that shot. Most likely they're going to have somebody come to your office and give it to you there, or they'll send you to the same doctor, right?
Yeah.
All get the same badge shot. None of you guys get a physical. 4 of you get sick from it. The other 6 don't. They're going to look at you and go like, they didn't get shots, they didn't get sick, but you did. So you guys must have had some common problem before you guys got that shot. Now, all 10 of you go and get a clean bill of health, and 5 of you get sick. You show your bill of health, now you got a class action lawsuit, which stands harder, and it'll stand harder against that. Now, they're saying that the vaccination companies don't have any responsibility for what they're doing. We're going to change that law around too, because they're going to put something in your body. We're going to make sure that it's the right thing in your body. But you got to go back and you got to change the laws that we have right now, because people, somebody said it's like this: they're trying to sue gun manufacturers because their style kills somebody. How can you do that when it wasn't the gun manufacturer who pulled the trigger? Yeah, you're telling me that the manufacturer who makes this COVID-19 has exemptions? They have no legal representation for what they're putting in your body?
Yeah.
So it's a little twisted how they do these laws. They do it for whatever benefits them and not what benefits the California people, or in this United States people. So if you're going to have to go get vaccinated because of your job and you need to keep the job, spend the $10 on a clean bill of health. Go see a doctor. Do not go see the same doctor that's going to give you the shot.
No, that I agree.
I know that sounds stupid, but you know what?
No, it's a company doctor. Company doctors are crooked as fuck. I'm sorry, but it's just the truth. They're crooked.
Oh, no, you know what? You had a little warmer or something right here. That may have caused it, you know? So you want to have a clean bill of health, and you also want to ask that physician. They're making me get this. Find out who makes it, because there are different companies that make the COVID-19 shot. See what that physician knows about it, because that physician's going to have a clean bill of health on you. So they wouldn't.
Okay.
Also, keep in mind, if you're allergic to anything, that you let them know what you're allergic to. Because there might be something in that bottle that you're putting in you that you might be allergic to. These are all precautions that anybody can take. I'm not saying that here or there on it, but these are just, if I had to take it, I'd be doing exactly what I'm telling you. I go see a physician, I get a clean bill of health, I'm allergic to this, this, and this, and then when I sign it, when my employer comes, I put, I am doing this to maintain my job, not because I really want to. And I have a clean bill of health from yesterday.
Oh.
Because you have to sign it, you have to put something, and they leave you a room to make a comment. That'd be my comment. I'm doing this because I am being forced to keep my employment, not by free will. And get your copy. Do not leave there without a copy of it.
Thank you.
Hopefully that helps.
It helps. You know what? Honest to God, all the tips, it helps. I meet people left and right in different kinds of trades. And there's a lot of people that are super clueless, don't know what to do. I mean, I share information. You know, that's what I'm pretty good at. I share a lot of information with people. But what you touched on, I haven't heard not one person talk about that, about the contracts.
Contracts, state laws.
No.
And when your employer signs a It's a contract what you're signing. It's an employment contract.
Yeah.
Okay? You're signing that you're going to show up to work Monday through Friday, and they're going to pay you X amount. You're going to get X amount of days off, and this is basically a written contract. So look at it that way. Also, if you're going to pull any of the stuff that I told you, do me and yourself a favor, talk to a labor lawyer. Give a labor lawyer a call. Say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Where are my rights? And they know the rights better than I do, and they'll be able to tell you, yes, you can do this. This could happen, but at least you have all the information in front of you.
You know, believe it or not, there's a lot of lawyers that employment law is their specialty, but because this is such a gray area, many won't touch, like they literally will not touch a case, or their answers is, well, I just don't know. It's too new. I don't know. See, that's the unfortunate thing too.
Well, unfortunately for them, the law's laid the law. And if I slipped and fall on my work because they were negligence.
Yeah.
Well, I have a lawsuit. Yes. So they're making me take a shot that they don't know anything about. I have a clean bill of health. Is it their neck? They don't know what I'm putting in my body. That's the law. The law says if you get hurt at work or because of work, the employer is responsible for you. I don't know if you've ever worked at a place where somebody has to go to the bank. So let's say you work at a gas station or retail store and you're the employee and you have to go to the bank. If you got in a car accident on the way to the bank, your employer is responsible for you.
Oh, yeah, because you're still on the clock.
Not only that, even if you're driving your own car, they're responsible for it.
Well, yeah, because you're still on the clock. No, I mean, I've had to go to places where I'm still on the clock, and I know if I get into any issues, my employer's still liable. Yeah.
So you got to be careful. So this is kind of like the same thing. I believe it's the same thing. In the law is how you translate it. So what I would do is call a labor lawyer. As a matter of fact, you got to call one since you're informing everybody and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. What can I do? You call 3 different ones and you'll have 2 or 3 that'll tell you the same thing.
Oh, true.
Now,
Good suggestion.
when you go somewhere, you say, hey, I talked to this attorney, and this attorney. Give them a call. They'll give you the same advice.
Okay.
Now you have legal standing behind what I'm talking about.
Okay. Well, thank you for taking the time to answer my questions. I appreciate it.
You know, you're always welcome. It's always good to see you out there and go live. But sometimes you don't comment on them, so I'm like, where the hell is she?
No. No, you know what? It's just when for some reason, my phone, it doesn't pick up audio. A lot of the times it won't let me go live. A lot of the times I have a lot of issues trying to go live on any social media platform.
Well, censored. In Spanish, I had over 40 people. In English, it's telling me we only have 5 on live.
It's bullshit. Oh, it's bullshit.
And on my Facebook right now, it says I have 8, but when I turn this off, they'll say I have 5.
Well, just in case if your followers don't know, today at 2 o'clock at LA Unified School District, they're voting on forcing mandatory vaccines on children 12 and up.
They did. Yeah. They did CRT yesterday at the Capitol, and now they're voting today also on exactly what you're talking about. Open up, have to have a vaccination. They're going to make it part of your school vaccination to go to school. They're going to make it part of just like the vaccinations that you have right now, which is stupid. I think that's a parent's choice. Again, I think all vaccinations should be a parent's choice. We know our kids better. I've been up and down California, and I meet families that they vaccinated one kid and the kid's not all there all of a sudden, and they didn't vaccinate the other kid, and the other kid's fine. And that's something that we have to look at. I mean, I told somebody this. The COVID vaccination is not going to save me. It's not going to keep me from.
No.
So why wouldn't I just wait till I have COVID? And then they say, well, it's going to help you fix it. Now you need to take the shot. What we
The whole thing is a joke. It's a joke, but all right. I got to get off. Thank you very much again for answering the questions. I really appreciate it, especially that you shared information that I've never heard before. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Change every day.
Okay, bye.
Talk to you later. Bye. All right, so that's what's going on with the vaccinations. We kind of just went through a lot. Again, I'm not a labor lawyer. I would consult a labor law lawyer. I would tell them everything that I just told you guys. If your employer makes you get that vaccination, get a clean bill of health. I cannot tell anybody to quit their jobs because I would never do that. It's not the right thing to do. Everybody's important and essential to their own people. So if your employer is actually telling you that you have to take the vaccination and you don't have any other employment, it's a decision that you and your family need to make. I will not judge anybody for having to do it because I understand that sometimes at work we do things that we don't want to just because we have to keep food on the table. And that's the difference between me and your career politicians. I understand. I've had jobs where I had to do things that I didn't really want to, but because it was my job and I needed that to feed my family, I did it. So nobody will ever get judged for telling me, hey, I had to take it because I need to keep my job. What is sad is the medical field and our nurses who were last year's heroes are now going to be unemployed because they refuse to take the vaccination. How funny how the state just forgets about the people who have served us and have taken care of us and have put their lives in danger for us when we needed them, but when we feel we don't need them, we just throw them away. That goes the same thing for our police departments, our nurses, our doctors. And when nurses don't want to take the vaccination, you got to be wondering why. And will rather lose their job over it. There's some exemptions you could try to get. Go look at your original contract, talk to a labor law lawyer. And if you're going to take the vaccination because your employer's requesting it, please get a physical before that and show that you have a clean bill of health just in case something happens, you have a leg to stand on. Most physicals are around $100, so I tell you it's worth the investment. I know that money's tight right now. I know that a lot of us are struggling just to get days in and days out, ends meet made, and rent, and if you're a property owner and you haven't received rent from your tenants, I know that's hard right now. There was a program, I don't know if the program's still going around, where the government was giving back some of that rent money. Take a look at those programs. Take a look at everything that's going on right now. We need to just be more informed, and we need to be united in California. This election's coming up. It's coming up on the 14th, which is next Tuesday. Every vote counts. Every single one of your votes counts right now. Take a look at your votes. Take a look at your candidates. It's not Larry Elder running against Gavin Newsom. It's 48 of us running. Our feed, I'm going to tell everybody we've been getting censored the last few weeks when we've actually came against other people and when we've actually started talking about what's really going on in California. Our feed's been getting cut, or I've been getting censored. All my social medias have dropped tremendously. Check us out on YouTube. It doesn't tell people we're going back on live anymore. YouTube, we're still posting everything up on YouTube. Diego Martinez for Governor on YouTube. Take a look at us. Take a look at us on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you can find our videos. We're going to do a better job of actually getting out here and getting our message out to people a little bit better. Why are they excluding middle-class Americans from assistance? We're hit the hardest. Man. Why I tell you that they're excluding middle class? Because they don't want us. They don't want middle class anymore. It's basically what's going on. That's why they're trying to get rid of the small businesses, medium-sized businesses. It's only big corporations that they want. You're either going to be rich or poor. That's socialism. And that's why they're not helping the middle class. That's not why they're helping small businesses. A lot of small businesses that I know, caregivers, daycare givers, they got a PPP, and now they have to pay it back. Yeah, Gavin Newsom's company doesn't have to pay theirs back, and they got hundreds of thousands of dollars. Kind of makes you go, huh? Why would you make small businesses pay back a loan that was supposed to either be a grown or given? Other than the big corporations are making a ton of money. California insiders on YouTube, you need to interview with. I will actually hit him up after we're off this interview. You guys see the setting behind me? Nice, beautiful park. I'm actually at Visalia, California this morning. I have a Republican Women's Federation lunch here at 10:30. I have to be there. It's right around the corner. I already went and checked out the place, but I had to leave my house at 5 to make it to Visalia on time to do the Spanish live at 8:30, and to be able to do this live and actually be able to make it to this meeting on time. So I've been on the road quite a bit. I read that in the future, only the rich will be able to live in California and the homeless on middle class. That's what they're trying to get. We're trying to stop that. We're trying to actually do a difference in California and get the real people in office. On my way down this morning, I was thinking, we have a lot of good candidates in the grassroots candidates that are running. Yet nobody knows about us. And that's all done by mainstream media and the elite, basically. And the elite, because they don't allow and they don't want grassroots candidates, because we have solutions. We have real offices, and guess what? We're not for sale. So they're not in our pockets. So it's kind of hard to get a grassroots candidate in office because they can't buy you. And they know that. So we're going to keep going. We are going to win, lose, or draw Tuesday's election. I'm not giving up. We're set up to run for 2022. So if I win, we're going to run for 2022. If I lose, we're going to run for 2022. We're going to change our strategy a little bit, but we're going to keep everybody informed. We're going to keep being what we are. We're going to keep an avenue of communication with all the California people. I'm still going to travel up and down California. I went all the way up to Eureka. I've been all the way down to Chula Vista. So I was in El Centro. I've been in El Cajon. We're going to make it up to Redding. We're going to make it up to Truckee. We're going to make it up to the 23 rural counties where I live. And we're going to make it all the way to the Monterey Peninsula. We're going to actually go everywhere. Win, lose, or draw. We're going to visit California. And we're going to keep doing what we're doing. I've been looking at different people who are running California. This guy is the best. Vote for Diego Martinez at the end. Thank you. I appreciate that. Pretty sure if this isn't rigged, Elder will win. That brings you will attempt to work with him or your ideas with him. You have my vote no matter what. That's an interesting question about Elder. I'll be honest with you. I don't like the guy. I don't think I would work with the guy. And this is why. We all had to fill out the same paperwork. The guy waited till the last minute to try to run, and then he made a mistake, and he tried to blame somebody else for his mistake. I can't work with somebody that doesn't want to be held accountable for what they did. We made the same mistake. I made the same mistake he did. The only difference is I didn't blame anybody. I blamed myself. Yeah, we went down to Sacramento, and we got it fixed. And we made sure that our ducks were in a row. We also made sure that we gave ourselves enough time. That's the number one reason why I would not work with Larry Elder, because he will never hold himself responsible or accountable for his actions, and then he blames somebody else. Second part, he doesn't want to work with any other candidate because he won't talk to any other candidate. So if you can't talk and you can't debate and you can't let people know why you're better than everybody else, you're just holding on your money. Oh, wait, my time will come. And maybe he does win, and maybe he does a great job, and maybe we move on with life. I never meant to run for office, and it's probably been one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do. Running for office isn't easy. I don't care who you are. I respect everybody who's on the ballot. Doesn't matter what I think, whether they're good or bad, or they should have never wasted their money. That's my personal opinion, not anybody else's, and I keep it to myself. But I respect all 48 people who got on the ballot. It takes a lot to put your name out there, and it takes a lot to go from one county to another. It takes a lot to be on the internet, tell people your ideas. If you don't believe me, go on my Instagram and you can look at my #1 fan. He reminds me every day why I run. Because it's people like him that want to keep us, the common people, down, and it's time that we actually stand up and start fighting for our state. Because if we don't do it, nobody else is going to do it. I'm not going anywhere. When we were getting our signatures, I went out and got my signatures, and a couple other people helped me with signatures. And I appreciate everybody who helped me. Larry Elder, as famous as he is, didn't get one signature. He had other people go out and try to get the signatures for him. That's what you get the difference. You get a guy who actually wants to go to work and work for you, or a guy that's going to have somebody else do the work, and then when something happens, they're going to blame them and not take any accountability. I make mistakes just like everybody else, and I'm not perfect. Lord knows I've made enough mistakes in my life. And a lot of them I regret, and a lot of them I'm dealing with every day. But I've never stopped working, and I never will. And I'll never say that I'm perfect or I'm better than anybody. Even if I was governor tomorrow and a grassroots candidate wanted to debate me, I would go and debate. Because there's a reason why I have that job, or there's a reason why I want that job. And if anybody on here or any of these platforms think that Larry Elder or Kevin Faulkner or anybody else, they're above any of the other candidates, they're better than any of the other candidates, so they shouldn't debate, in a sense, you're saying that he's better than you and that he shouldn't even talk to you. And if that's the kind of governor you want, vote the man in. But I'm going to ask everybody who watches my lives, who shares my pages, who's been supporting me this long, each vote counts. Vote for Diego Martinez. Vote yes on the recall, and vote yes for Diego Martinez. And if you know anybody out there that's going to vote no, have them vote for Diego Martinez. Don't waste the bottom. Don't leave it blank. Put Diego Martinez on there. We're going to keep fighting for California, and I'm going to keep fighting for the everyday middle-class worker just like me. We have a long ways to go. Win, lose, or draw, 2022. We're already set up to run. We were always set up to run, and we're going to keep running. We're going to change our strategy a little bit. We're going to make it better, and we're going to come out in full force. I want to thank each and every single one of you, the ones that have voted for me already and the ones that will. I couldn't be this far without all of you, without all the support that I've gotten, with all the small contributions that we have gotten. It's from people like you and me that have made it possible for me to get this far. When I started this, I got laughed at. I got told I'd never make it this far. I appreciate that, Ironbird. I'm going to do what I need to do to help the California people. Because that's why I'm running. I'm running so my grandkids have a state to live for. I'm running so we have a better future. I'm running that we can unite California. I am sick and tired of watching all the violence and all the crime. And everybody said it's this race, that race. No, it's not. We're all Californians. My family and me, when I talk about my family here, we came to this country and we didn't have anything. And we came in the 80s. I'm trying to get this camera to look a little better here. We came in the 80s. In 2021, I'm running for governor of California. No other country, no other place would have ever given me that opportunity. I want to make sure that opportunity is out there for other people. I want to make sure that we keep living the American dream and the freedom and liberties that we are here trying to fight for. We have every platform out there on social media. I need help on social media. If any of you know how to work social media, would like to get involved in my campaign, please send us an email. We ask everybody the same thing. Where's your strong suit on your social media? Please like and share my videos and get them out in as many social media places as we can, because you know more people than I do. You have different friends than we do. And if we all unite and we all do this better, there we go. And we can all be better, and we can all share this and get my message out. My name is Diego Martinez. I am a candidate for governor of California. I am running on a special election, and everybody's vote counts. Everybody's essential. First word of mouth, state of emergency needs to stop. Get all the mandates gone. Need to work on water, the homeless. And I know I didn't touch a lot of those issues today, and we talked a lot about the vaccination, the mandates, 399, 455, and the mail-in ballots will no longer be there if I could become governor. Thank you guys very much. Diego Martinez for governor.com. If you find it in yourself and you feel you can donate and want to help my campaign, hit the donate button. That all goes straight to my treasurer. I don't see it till we need it, and we need it. Thank you guys very much. Diego Martinez, candidate for governor of California. I'll see you guys on the next go. And yes,